Hi writers, wanted to clarify what your assignment is for this Wednesday. So we are asking you for Essay 2, the illustration essay, to find an outside source and incorporate it into your essay. And in the sample essay that I attached under announcements, you'll see that I've included two different quotations from two different sources, and I've listed them both in my Works Cited page. Your minimum requirement is one. You are certainly welcome to incorporate more than one. But what we're asking you to do is to have found an outside source, so whether that's a web article, a documentary, a TED Talk, a book, you are going to then give us that information and you're going to put it in a Works Cited format. So Works Cited is the second component of MLA formatting. Part of MLA formatting is how you set up your essay. So it's your 1-inch margins all the way around, it's your name, instructor's name, course name, date, centered title. That's the paper formatting or the essay formatting, and that's one part of MLA. The second part of MLA is making sure that you're citing your sources, giving them credit properly. So you are introducing a source into the body of your essay. In my sample essay, I've put my outside sources in kind of the middle of, I think, body paragraphs 2 and 3, and you're introducing them. So let's say that you want to focus on a web article. You might say something like, according to the Centers for Disease Control, in a 2019 article, they say that exercise is equivalent to happiness. I've made that quote up. But you are introducing your source to your audience, your readers, because by introducing that source, you are ensuring that you have given it credit, and that if it's a well-known source, you are increasing the credibility or ethos with your reader by using sources that they're familiar with. So a lot of times, readers are going to be familiar with things like Washington Post, New York Times, The Atlantic, BBC, Reuters, A&P. So they're going to recognize those and immediately start to think, oh, okay, this is a source that I can probably trust. And the second part of that, so you acknowledged it in the body of your essay. The second part of that is putting together the source information in a Works Cited. So I'm assuming that some of you have done this work before in previous classes. Maybe you're not so far out of high school and you wrote a research paper, or maybe you took another class where you were asked to do research. And some of you might not be familiar with it at all. The website that I have pulled up here is called the OWL, O-W-L, at Purdue University, and you can Google this, OWL Purdue, and come up with it. They have wonderful resources. Most of the English instructors in my area reference and use this website and recommend it for students all the time. So we are using MLA in English composition and in other humanities-based courses. It is the formatting standard for English, literature, anything humanities-based. You might have used or be asked to use APA, which stands for American Psychological Association, and that is used more for courses that are science-based. So we ask you to format in MLA, which again determines what you do with the formatting of your paper as well as how you acknowledge your sources. And I have pulled up here so the MLA version of OWL Purdue, and on the left here you'll see that it has various links that you can click to find information on, okay, I want to cite a book, I want to cite an electronic source, which would include things like TED Talks or web articles, and then this kind of catch-all for other common sources. One nice thing about this particular page too is that it has a function similar to what you might be familiar with from a site like Noodlebib or EasyBib or NightSite, where that you can copy and paste a website's URL and it will help you cobble together a citation. So I've found a website that I want to reference, and it's up here in my tab, Flow and Happiness, and I'm going to just paste the URL into this section here, and I'm going to click Cite. And it's searching for that particular source, and it's saying, is this the one that you want? And I'm going to say, yes, cite that for me, please. And it is hopefully going to pull together some information that I don't have to pull together for it. The thing about sites like this sometimes is that they are very ad heavy. You will see pop-ups all over the place. You know, you have these on the right, you have this happening over here, and it's not looking like it's wanting to do a lot with me. There we go. So I had to click Cite a couple times, but if I click Continue and I deal with the advertisements, maybe eventually I'll get to a piece of information that I can copy paste. Bear with me. So it's not looking like it's wanting to cooperate. And what I can do is go back to my results. So in an ideal world, when I'm recording a video like this, it would work. It would walk you through and it would say, okay, we found the author title, we found the publication, we're missing a few pieces of information, we need you to fill that in. A lot of times on websites that are sponsored by particularly government or nonprofit agencies, you won't find an author. If there is no author listed on the article title, you can just leave that blank. You are more likely to find an author in web articles published by places like Fox or NBC or CNBC. Usually the author or authors' names are at the very top of the article underneath the title. But government agencies, nonprofits, a lot of times there isn't one. So you skip that and you go with the next thing you do know. I'm going to give this one more try to see if it will work for me. So it's saying we found the article title, and I can tell from the tab I have up here that it's missing "and happiness." There is no particular author. It's saying here's the title of the website. There is no year, but you accessed it on today's date. So it is then creating this citation, and it's saying here's what you can copy and paste and put into your Works Cited page. It's also allowing you to review any information that might be missing. So I can then copy the citation, paste it into my Works Cited, and I am ensuring that I have given credit to my citation. So a Works Cited entry usually includes the following: an author, if there is one, the title of the piece that you're quoting from, so usually the title of an article, and that's always in quotation marks, the title of the website, the book, the magazine, the publisher, that's always in italics, a date if you can find one, if not you leave that blank, and then the date that you accessed it. So for web articles, we know that things go up and come off of the internet frequently, and so the access date lets your reader know, I could access this article in the middle of February this year. If you can't find it, it might be that the website owner took it down. So you can then copy paste this and put it into your Works Cited page. So that's what we're looking for you to do. We're looking for you to find a passage in an outside source that you trust and to give us what that passage is. It would be great if you set it up so something like, according to the CDC, they say that exercise is equivalent to happiness. Give the in-text citation and then show us what your Works Cited entry will look like. This is helping you build those research skills that you are going to be using for this paper and essay number 3, which will require you to do a bit more research. And this particular website, the OWL Purdue, again, is a really strong place to start. If you don't want to do what I just did, which was the very clunky copy paste to put your website address in there, you can also go just manually to their, okay, I want to do an electronic source and I want to quote a page on a website. It will give you a rough rundown of what that will look like, and sometimes that's just easier, in my opinion. So that's what we're looking for you to do for Wednesday's assignment that you're uploading to Blackboard. And if you do have questions, please let us know. Thanks.